Hi friends, this is Sreya and thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to dive into this gorgeous spread. I'm going to show it to you in a minute, but what I wanted to just talk about for just 2 seconds is some of my collage that I dipped in a tea bath. So I was asked a question a couple of days ago about my blue Stabilo pencil and do I fix it? Do I add anything to secure it? And the answer is no. I personally don't do that. And I just wanted to show you that this is a piece of my handmade collage. I made it on cheap lined composition notebook paper. I think it was like craft paper. And I don't remember exactly what all I put on top of here, but this I do know is my blue Stabilo pencil. Like all the circles there. And, I added paints. I don't like whatever else I added in. I probably did add some graphite Stabilo as well, but this over here is definitely my blue Stabilo. And I dipped it in a tea bath for, I want to say about 3 hours. I took it out. I think I re-dipped it because I pulled out some pieces and then I said, hey, I want to put it back in. So I, let it sit there in a tea bath. So tea and water, and the Stabilo has held, and I don't use anything to seal it. No fixative, no not even my Mod Podge, because there's no there's no added collage bits of paper or anything where I would have to use Mod Podge. So yeah, and look at it, it just got stronger and more delicious, and it didn't, I mean, some of it smudged a little bit, but that just adds to the beauty of it. Oh my goodness, you guys. Now I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go in and look at some pieces of my handmade collage, and I am going to dip it in tea because I'm just loving this whole situation. And this over here, I don't exactly remember where I got this paper from, but it was probably some sort of packaging maybe. And I dipped this in, and the inks did not move, which is really good because a lot of times, if you put certain pieces of paper in a tea bath, all the text will go away, all the printing will go away. And usually it's for things like receipts. Now, junk mail has held pretty steady for me, but sometimes when I get like packaging paper or whatever, a good sign that it's a high quality piece of paper is if everything remains intact. If it's a really cheap piece of paper, it might look really pretty, but once you put it in a tea bath, all the ink is going to just disappear. It's just going to wash right off. So I'm really pleased with that. And these over here, I am so over the moon about. I have tons of museum brochures and maps from just when we lived in Europe, especially because everywhere we visited, I went to visit a museum and I collected these, and just look at these, you guys. I mean, look at this Van Gogh over here after a tea bath. Oh my goodness. Like, I just can't even. It's just too, it's just, I could just look at that forever, you guys. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'm going to bring this up closer here just so you can see. Now, this over here is my tea soaked dictionary pages, and even this piece of paper, I think I just showed it to you. So that, I put it in a tea bath as well. And yeah, I'm just loving a lot of what's going on here. So now what I'm going to do is, I know I said I wanted to add some writing, like some of my own handwriting. And now that I let it dry and I'm, looking at it, I don't know. I think, me dripping some of these, like all these drips over here, I think that really kind of infused it with a lot of energy and movement, color. So actually, I don't know if I want to go in and write, add some of my own handwriting. So I'm just going to leave it for right now. And so now what I'm going to do is, I am happy with this composition. It is interesting to me. It is pleasing to my eye. It's keeping me looking at the piece longer. So I'm really loving this composition. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to figure out where do I want to place my portrait. So just to reiterate what this video series is about, it's me doing my 100-day project mixed media portrait, but I am approaching it in a different way. I put down this um, foundation of a composition that is pleasing to me. This is my visual language. Like, I love this curve over here. I love this line that's like slightly offset. And it, you know, it just intrigues me. I'm drawn to it. Now somebody else might look at this line and it might be destabilizing. So these are all things you want to pay attention to when you are, strengthening your visual language. You want to pay attention to the smallest of things. I cannot stress this enough because, what I might like, somebody else may just just be like, oh my god, like this is just not, I hate it. Or they might be just bored by it. That's another thing too. So, anyways, I am gonna try to figure out here how I want to place my figure. Now, I want to retain like a lot of this because I'm just so loving it that I think a good positioning for my portrait would be to turn it this way, because now I can kind of save some of this for, I'm thinking like a dress, like part of the dress, then I could save that whole part. So I think I'm just going to like position it this way. And even if I keep this moon over here and I put a face here, a figure, like the face and then the neck, or a dress or whatever, then I can keep this moon over here. That would fit in with the kind of composition. So already this is a departure from my usual mixed media portraits that I've been doing as part of the 100-day project, because already like I'm kind of seeing like a story come through, because I'm like, oh, there's a moon there, and all my other portraits, they were just like the portrait. There was nothing going on. Like there was no like, I mean, there was a story in the sense of like, there was like just part of my visual language that I just put, like I put dictionary pages on the face, etc. But there was no like bigger story on the page. So already this is a departure and I'm really enjoying it. So here, I'm gonna try to like position my, and the face I think is gonna be a little bit smaller as well, than what my other ones were, because my other ones, like the face took up the whole page, but over here I want to keep all of this, and I'm thinking like I could make this into like a neck or a dress. So I'm kind of like working backwards actually. What would this be? Would this be a good neck or would this be a good dress? I'm thinking it would be a good dress, because then I can kind of, yeah, I'm thinking it would be a good dress actually. So let's see here. Oh yeah, that would be that's really good. Okay, all right. And there we go, like so. And it's gonna have a little bit of an abstract quality, you guys, because I am like wanting to keep all of this here, and yeah. Ooh, I'm just so drawn to this part here. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. Okay. So, let's see here. So I'm just like placing the features here, but you know, the hair that could change. I'm thinking I want to add some tea bags to the hair, and the face needs to be a little bit slimmer here. And now I am going to use like some of the lessons I've learned along the way of doing my 100-day project, like the paint a monster, you know, the playful color. I am going to try to incorporate some of those lessons that I've learned. And, you know, the great thing about when you do so many portraits, and I don't know how many of those mixed media portraits I've done, is that you just learn all these lessons and then they become kind of a part of your vocabulary. They just become part of your arsenal of things that you can use. So I don't even really think about it now. I'm saying it out loud, just so that you know, like I can explain what I'm doing. But just say I wasn't making a video, it would just kind of be a natural like thing. Oh, I would just do it. Is what I'm trying to say, and that's a great thing about doing these like 100-day project ideas, or these small little like say these compositions, when you have these small little like, oh, I'm gonna make 100 of these whatever. It's just a really good thing because you're repeating lessons in so many different ways, and they just become a part of your vocabulary of the things that you would normally just gravitate towards doing. Ooh, so I'm really loving this already. And I think I want to put more of that in there. And I'm really loving the drips over here, you guys. It's just really pleasing to my eye, I guess. Okay, and let me see here. Just kind of now, I don't know if I want to add, like normally I would add some of this ink to the neck, but because there's drips here, I am really loving those drips. So I'm just going to leave it alone for now. I'm actually really liking that effect. It's just so interesting, and it just so happens that there are three, like 1, 2, 3, which is good because it's an odd number. Um, so I learned this a long time ago, you guys, that, whenever you repeat anything, do it in odd numbers. So when you want to, just say you have a color, you don't want to just put, like, just say you're using yellow, for instance. You don't want to just put yellow, like, over here and then not have it anywhere else on the page. Like over here, the yellow is over here, it's over here, it's over here, it's over here. But you want to try to repeat things in an odd number. And the reason why is because it's interesting. When it's an even number, it's too symmetrical and it kind of becomes a bit boring. So that holds true whether it's a line, it's a mark, it's a color. And that's why I always try to repeat things at least 3 times, because it's just like it's an odd number. So it keeps your eye moving around the page. As opposed to symmetrical things like even numbers, they tend to be more static, so your eye doesn't move around the page. That's the way it was explained to me, and I find that to be true. So yeah, I always try to repeat things about at least 3 times. So yeah, you guys, I'm really kind of digging this whole situation, I gotta say. And I'm gonna leave all that. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to leave this alone. I'm gonna let it dry. And one of the things I've been doing recently is I have been like journaling, like getting out my studio log and just actually writing down things. So I'm actually starting to communicate in a different way with my page, and I'm really loving it. It's something that Connie Solera talked about when we were in Oaxaca, and I've really been doing it in a much deeper, more intentional way. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me, ask the painting, like, hey, ask specific questions. Where does it want to go? What does it want to do? What does this mean, etc. And I'm starting to do that more, and I'm really enjoying it. So anyways, you guys, if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video.